How's everybody doing out there? And so in section 2.3, we're going to continue our discussion of ways to kind of graphically look at our sets of data. And so what we're going to be looking at in this section are what are called stem and leaf plots, scatter plots, and time series plots. So scatter plots we're going to work with a lot more towards the end of the semester. Time series plots we really won't look at much at all, but they're based on a scatter plot. They're just a special name for a certain type of scatter plot. So we might as well kind of talk about it at the same time. So let's first quickly talk about our stem and leaf plot. So it's basically a way of displaying the data that would occur on a frequency distribution by breaking up the numbers into what's called the stem and what's called the leaf. And so depending on what size number you would have and stuff like that, so for example, here I use the number 45. So since it's only a 2-digit number, then what we're going to do is the stem is just going to be the 4, and the leaf is going to be the 5. Now, if we had something a little bit bigger, so like in this case, if we had a number like 53.468, for example, so in that case, 53.468, so what we're going to do is the majority of the number is going to be our stem, and our leaf is just going to be the single number 8. So our leaf is always just going to be some number between 0 and 9. So it's always going to be a single digit. Our stem can be any size number that we have depending on what the data is that we're sort of working with. All right, so let's take a look at our example 1 here. And so what we've got is we've got the test scores by the following class. And so they're not arranged in any order or anything, which is totally fine. And so I've got the stems already listed. So if you notice, all of our test scores are somewhere in the 70s, 80s, or 90s. So we only need stems for 7, 8, and 9. And so what we want to do is go through and list out the leaves. And so we do want to list every single one that occurs. So if there's 2 scores of 78s, then we want to make sure we put both 8s down. So just because it's been listed once doesn't mean we don't list it again. And so what we're going to do is go through, let's list all the 70s first. So I've got a 78, a 79. And so what I do is I try to give myself a little bit of a space between the numbers. Like I don't use commas or anything like that, but I don't want them kind of right side by side each other either. So I do like to spread them out just a little bit. So I've got another 79, another 79, and then finally a 78. And so notice I didn't put the leaves in order, lowest to highest. So if you want to, you can. But if they're not already arranged in order, lowest to highest, it's okay for them to be kind of staggered the way we have them at the moment too. All right, so let's do our 80s. So we've got an 81, an 86, an 80, another 81, 82, 83, 84, another 84, 80, 83, 87, 84, 80, 85, 88, and then finally another 80. And so lastly, we can do the 90s. So we've got 92, 90, 95, and then that looks like that's it. And so again, it wouldn't probably hurt just to go through and verify, count all the different leaves that you have and make sure that they all add up to the same number that's actually in our data set. So if I look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24. So I've got 24 numbers total, 24 leaves. And if I go up to the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 2 rows, so 12 times 2, gives us our 24. So it looks like we didn't miss any along the way. All right, so you guys come back, do practice 1, and then we'll come back with another video to talk about our scatter plots. Good luck.